Kalamazoo's Real Rock Station, 92.5 The ZUU. It's a Big Dumb Radio Show. I'm Taz. Thank you for tuning in. Coming up on Sunday at Meadowbrook Music Fest it's just north of Detroit, right by Oakland University. George Thorogood will be performing, and we do have George on the line right now. George, how's it going, man?
Oh, we're making it happen. We're going to be there on Sunday, Taz. You going to show up?
I'm actually going to make plans to go right now. I didn't know I was going to be able to talk to you on the phone, and I like to make it out to the shows of the people who take the time to call in, so we appreciate it, man.
Well, I appreciate it if you show up. Usually they don't, cause they talk to me, but they don't show up and talk to me, so I want to see you out there.
Well, George, I'm better than everybody else, all right? And I better get backstage, get to hang out with the band and everything when I do show up.
I dig that.
All right? Can you make that work for me?
Absolutely.
All right, George, you got a new album in stores right now, just released this month. What can you tell us about the Dirty Dozen?
It's dirty. It's you'll hear it and you'll say, "Wow, that's a surprise," and then you'll play it twice and go, "No, that's not so surprising." So it's more of what we've always done. Well, the original title was going to be Unfinished Business, but then we changed it to the Dirty Dozen. So it was a lot of tunes that we were focused on years and years ago, but we just never got around to doing them. And then a couple that just happened recently in the last few months. So it's and then there's some things that were already on records before, but they were on albums that were either not one of our best sellers or they're now no longer in print. So Capitol decided to throw them in with the whole bunch. Hence the Dirty Dozen. There
you go. 12 songs on there. I believe there's 6 new ones, right?
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. Go get this Dirty Dozen album. It's pretty good. George Thorogood and the Destroyers. George, you're one of the guys, I don't know what you do with your vocals. Do you sleep with a humidifier? But you sound the same as you did in the 80s, the late 70s. How do you do it, man?
There's really no secret to it. I'm not really that much of a vocalist to begin with. I've always been kind of a raw, gut bucket type singer. So I've just said, well, this is it. This is the voice I have. I look at artists like Louis Armstrong and Howling Wolf, like Jerry Reed, Elvin Bishop, and say, well, they just sing in their natural voices, and that's going to take you as far as you're going to go. So I just never changed anything and just tried to hone it and be grittier than I was back then.
Well, a lot of guys would give their left part of their manhood to be able to keep their voice as long as you had. Now, you're doing something really cool with this. The album is available on vinyl at your shows and at your website, GeorgeThorogood.com. Why do you do the vinyl thing, George? Do you see it coming back, or is it more for the collectors of Thorogood stuff?
There's just so many different ways of distributing your music these days. There's downloading, there's CDs, there's you can buy it right off, on your website. You can. I just said, let's just go for everything that there is. I didn't really have one particular thing, and Capitol said, why don't we put together a vinyl record, just for old time's sake, and for the case of young people, 18, 19 years old. This is something new to them, so it's so old it's new. So I said, well, fine. That's what I grew up on. That'd be kind of cool. I happen to like the CDs. I was a big fan of that. You could put them in your pocket. They're like a mini album. You know what I mean? And they were less expensive to produce. But so it's something for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool thing. Not a lot of people are doing the vinyl thing, but I see it actually making a comeback as more and more people are trying to stock up on stuff, collecting stuff, and vinyl's right up there with that.
Well, it's softer. Neil Young has a theory that you hear the music better when it's played on vinyl because it's softer, and the CDs have a metallic thing to them, and people they were receiving the sound first and not the music, so it was harder to listen to. I thought it was because the songs weren't as good. I couldn't listen to more than 2 or 3 in a row, and he pointed out that it's not the music that's not. It's the what do you call the texture of what it's reproduced on.
That's production stuff. We don't care about that. We just care about the music. We're on the phone with George Thorogood. He's going to be performing at Meadowbrook on August 16th. It's just north of Detroit. Make sure you go see him. George, what can you tell us about the first single off the Dirty Dozen that's in stores now, Tail Dragger?
Well, it was a 2.5 mile since about 1970, if you can believe that.
I believe
it. I like the title. I like the words. But the music I heard in Howling Wolf's version on his electric guitar album, I didn't care for that. I said, I thought it was a song like Led Zeppelin might have missed, or should have been on the London sessions that when it was Eric Clapton and Steve Winwood and Bill Wyman and all those people playing with Howling Wolf. I just thought it was too good a song to just kind of not get some more recognition somehow.
we get requests for it all the time. Everyone's, hey, dude, play that new Thorogood, play that new Thorogood. I mean, it sounds like vintage Thorogood, man. You haven't changed a thing, and people just love it. They eat it up. Tail Draggers, definitely a great song, man.
All we try to do is get tunes in there, and people say, wow, is that off a new album or is that an old one? So they don't really know the difference. I kind of learned that trick from Van Morrison. I've been listening to his records, and sometimes I hear a new song, and I can't tell whether it just came out last week or it's been out for 20 years, because his style is so distinct and unique. You can't tell the old stuff from the new stuff. I always thought that was pretty slick.
We're on the phone with George Thorogood, playing at Meadowbrook on Sunday. A couple questions off the music topic. We received some sad news today. Les Paul, guitar innovator, he just died at the age of 94. Did you ever get a chance to hang out with Les?
I did. I had a chance to go to his nightclub in New York City, and actually had a chance to sit and jam with him a little bit. I'm not real big on jamming. I'm not very good at it. But in Les Paul's case, how can you say no? And
you can't say no.
Guy. Very, very witty, had a great live act. He could have had his own TV show if he wanted to.
Yeah, I heard he was just very personable, charismatic. Whenever he went in the room, all eyes were on him. He could make people laugh. I never got the chance to hang out with him, but definitely one of the missed opportunities that I wish I would have capitalized on.
Yeah, he was like Groucho Marx with a guitar.
And, George, another one, you played semi-pro baseball. I always ask people about this. I'm a big baseball guy. I'm an Atlanta Braves fan. I've been that way for my whole life. What do you think about the current state of baseball with the steroids? And I think Bud Selig is part of the Galactic Empire from Star Wars. I think that dude is terrible at his job. What do you think about the current state of baseball? Do you think they should release the names on the steroid report?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know about that. That's really none of my business. What I think they should do is when they make these ballparks, have all the fences the same, and they should finally get the DH into the National League. That way, Juan Pierre can play every day. I think he got kind of a raw deal there with that Manny Ramirez situation.
Yeah, he did.
Great for him. They were winning with him, and as soon as Manny comes back, he's back on the bench. And all through the winter, he was just great, handled it with class. It's time that their National League got with it. And I'm a National League fan, and I'm not a DH fan, but this is big business here. You're paying these people an awful lot of money, and people come to the ballpark to see the ball go over the fence. That's what they come for. And I think they should get as much talent as out there as they can. So, you know, the steroid issue, that's a touchy subject. Personally, I would advise people to lay off of it. Then you're clean. Then you have nothing to hide.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that tend to agree with you. I just wish they would just release the names so you can stop speculating who did it. I mean, this could have been over with 3 years ago.
Well, the thing is, the owners and other people are just as much to blame as the players. They knew what was going on, but Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, and all those people are hitting all those home runs, and it was good for business. So you can't tell me that they won't say, "Gee, Sammy Sosa hit 60 home runs 3 years in a row. Isn't something that strange?" Well, yes, it is. It is strange.
He's also got track marks all over his ass cheek.
72 home runs and sets an all-time home run record, and 4 years later, another guy hit 73. Well, even Henry Aaron says it's impossible to hit 70 home runs year after year. And he's got a point. Something was up, and I think the owners were hip to it. They just were looking the other way as long as they could, as long as the people were coming to the ballpark.
George, as always, it's good to have you on the phone. Thanks for joining the show, man.
You're welcome, man. You're an Atlanta Braves fan.
Atlanta Braves fan. We just got LaRoche back, and I'm very excited about that. Even though we are way down in the division, we probably have no chance, or I know we have no chance at playoffs or anything. It's not going to happen.
Well, don't look at it that way. Go to the ball game and have yourself a good time. If your team wins, that's a bonus.
Yeah, baseball is one of those things. It's kind of like playing golf. You don't go for the sport, really. You go to hang out with your friends. And when I go golf,
it's light entertainment. Hey, my favorite player was Julio Franco, and I met Tom Glavine.
You met Tom Glavine?
I met Tom Glavine in 1986.
Back when he was young, just starting out.
Yeah.
You met Julio Franco, the oldest man to ever play baseball.
Yeah, Julio is my man. He's not done yet. Somebody's going to pick him up.
There's no doubt Julio Franco will be on his deathbed, and he'll still be a free agent in the MLB.
Now, all these guys with steroids getting second and third chances, and he admitted it, it's a shame, and blah, blah. But they won't let Julio Franco play. Here's a guy that's 90 years old and wants to play.
Let him play.
That's not fair.
Let him do it.
That's right.
George, thanks a lot, man. Go see George at Meadowbrook on Sunday. It's going to be a killer show. Thanks a lot, George.
Okay, Taz. Rock and roll never sleeps. It just passes out. Adios.